If you've ever served on a nonprofit board, you know the feeling. You're sitting in a committee meeting that feels, well, kind of pointless. It's just drifting along with no real direction. It's a super common frustration, but it absolutely doesn't have to be that way. Today, we're going to lay out a clear blueprint to turn your committees from a source of frustration into a real powerhouse for your mission. All right, let's get into it. So here's our game plan. First, we'll dig into why so many committees feel like they're in crisis. Then, we'll unveil the one tool that can fix it, the committee charter. After that, we'll talk about building your A-team, how to keep them on track, and finally, we'll see the incredible impact this whole transformation can have. So let's kick things off by looking at a problem that, a lot of nonprofit leaders know all too well. Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you ever left a meeting and thought, what did we actually accomplish? If that sounds familiar, it's the first big red flag that your committee might be in crisis. And trust me, you are not alone in feeling this way. And hey, this isn't just a gut feeling. The data totally backs this up. Research consistently shows that fundraising is the #1 area where nonprofit boards struggle. And when a committee that important is struggling, the whole organization feels it. So how do we fix this? What's the secret? Well, the solution is actually pretty straightforward. It all comes down to a single document that can bring purpose, clarity, and focus to any committee. Let me introduce you to the committee charter. I want you to think of this thing as the constitution for your committee. It's your blueprint. It's a formal document that lays out exactly why the committee exists, what it has the power to do, who's on it, and how it operates. No more confusion, no more guessing games. And this really gets to the heart of it. A charter is what moves a committee from chaos to clarity. It's the difference between a random group of people just showing up to a meeting and a focused team working together toward a clear shared goal. So what exactly goes into this blueprint? Well, it boils down to these 5 key things. You need a mission statement, rules for membership, a clear definition of the committee's authority, a specific list of responsibilities, and of course, guidelines for meetings. It covers all the bases. Let's make this feel a little more real. Instead of a fuzzy goal like improve student achievement, a charter gets super specific. A committee's charge would list concrete, actionable tasks like reviewing performance data, conducting a climate survey, and checking curriculum alignment. See the difference? Now everyone knows exactly what they need to do. Okay, you've got the blueprint. Awesome. But now, who's actually going to build the thing? Let's talk about putting together the A-team that's going to bring that charter to life. First, it really helps to know what kind of team you're building. You've got your standing committees like finance or governance. They're the permanent ones that handle ongoing core work. Then you have ad hoc committees. Think of these as special task forces for a specific project, like planning the annual gala. They get the job done and then they disband. It's also crucial that everyone knows their role. A big mistake is thinking the chair is the boss. Nope, the chair is the facilitator, the guide. And the members? They're not just there to listen. They're active advisors and ambassadors. The key here is that everyone has an active part to play, just with different jobs to do. And let's be real, in today's world, just being passionate isn't quite enough. When you're recruiting for your committee, you need to be looking for specific skills. Are people adaptable? Can they think strategically? Are they tech-savvy? And a huge one, can they actually understand and talk about data? These are the skills that make a modern committee really sing. So you've got a killer charter and an amazing team. You're all done, right? Well, not quite. Building the car is one thing. You still have to do the regular maintenance to keep it running smoothly for the long haul. This quote from McKinsey really nails it. Effectiveness isn't a one-and-done thing. It's an ongoing process of talking, checking in, and staying committed. It means you have to regularly step back and ask, how are we actually doing? So what does that check-in look like? It really comes down to these 3 big questions. First, are we still aligned with the mission? Is our compass pointing true north? Second, do we have the right people and the right resources to get the job done? And third, are we actually tracking our performance and using that info to get better? And here's a super simple, practical tip. Just put it on the calendar. An annual evaluation forces you to take the time to see what's working, what's not, and fix any small cracks before they turn into huge problems. And this is so important. This whole process of checking in has to lead to real change. That charter you wrote, it's an amazing tool, but it's not meant to be set in stone. It's a living document. As your organization grows and changes, your charters have to be ready to grow and change right along with it. Okay, let's wrap this all up and look at the truly awesome transformation that happens when you put this blueprint into practice. This is why all of this work matters so much. The payoff is huge. We're talking about the absolute pillars of a healthy nonprofit: more financial stability, a stronger focus on the mission, deeper engagement with your community, and way smarter strategic planning. This isn't just boring administrative stuff. It is absolutely mission critical. You start here with that all too familiar feeling of a group just spinning its wheels, wasting time and energy in meetings that don't really go anywhere. And this is where you end up. Your committees become true strategic assets. They become focused, efficient, powerful engines that are actively driving your organization's mission forward every single day. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Take a look at your own organization. Think about your committees. What's the very first practical step your board can take, maybe even this week, to start building its own blueprint for success? Thanks for joining me.